So the tax year has been over for a little over a month now, and the due date for a tax return is still a couple of months away, but it is important for you to know that you could actually be getting up to $1,000 back from the Australian government into your super fund. So in this video, we're going to be talking about two different tax advantages that the Australian government puts into place for low-income people that can deposit directly up to $1,000 into their superannuation funds. So the first way, which is a deposit of up to $500, applies to those contributions made to a super fund with pre-tax money. So that is with any superannuation guarantee that an employer actually deposits into an employee's super fund, or of course any salary sacrifice that the employee has contributed to the super fund. So the sum of these two values, the guarantee and the salary sacrifice, is of course taxed at a 15% rate. Up to $500 of that tax that has been paid, that 15% that is taxed on the guarantee and on the salary sacrifice, could be returned into your super fund depending on your income. So if you made during the entire tax year less than $37,000, the maximum amount that you can get is the full $500. So for example, let's say that you made $30,000. That means that your employer probably contributed around $3,300, for which the employer would have paid $495. Because this is below the threshold of $500 stops, those $495 entirely would be deposited into your super fund. Now, let's say that you made $40,000 during the year. Here, the formula is a little bit different because you can no longer receive up to $500 of a tax offset because you make more than $37,000. In this case, for every dollar that you made above $37,000, 1.5 cents is subtracted from the maximum tax offset that you could get. So in this scenario that you made $40,000, you made $3,000 more than $37,000. So 3,000 times 1.5 cents is $45. So the maximum tax offset that you could get is $500 minus that $45, so $455. If during the year you and your employer have made contributions to your super fund of $4,000, that means you paid $600 in tax. You would not get the $600 total, but you would still get $455 back into your super fund. Another example, let's say that you made $50,000 during the year, that is $13,000 more than the $37,000. So that is 13,000 times 1.5 cents, which is equal to $195. That means that for you, the maximum tax offset would be of $305. So if during the year, with the super guarantee and any salary sacrifice, you made concessional contributions, pre-tax contributions of $5,000, you would have paid $750 in tax, you would only get $305 back into your super fund. So that is the first way in which you could get up to $500 from the government into your super fund. The second way is through co-contributions, and these apply and are calculated over your after-tax contributions, non-concessional contributions made to your super fund. So those contributions you made after you received your salary, after you had already paid your taxes, and you still made some contributions, the government would match 50 cents for every dollar that you contributed to your super fund, up to a maximum of $500. Again, there is some math involved, because for the tax year 2022 to 2023, this maximum co-contribution of $500 only applies to those who made less than $42,016. For the 2023-2024 tax year, this is a little bit different. The maximum co-contribution applies to anyone who made less than $43,445. And of course, this limit would change every tax year. But the maximum contribution is reduced by 3.3333 cents for every dollar that you make above these thresholds. That means that if you made $15,000 more than that threshold, this no longer applies to you. So that is, if in 2022-2023 you made $57,016 or $58,445 for the tax year 2023-2024, you would no longer receive this co-contribution. Now, to make this a little bit clearer, let's take a couple of examples. Let's say that in the tax year 22-23, you made $40,000, which is less than the threshold. And during that tax year, you contributed from your after-tax money $1,000 to your super fund. $500 completely would go into your super fund from the government. That is 50 cents for every dollar that you contributed. But if you contributed $1,200, it doesn't matter, the limit is still $500. Now, let's say that in that tax year, 22-23, you actually made $52,016. That is $10,000 above the threshold. That means you would have to multiply 10,000 times 3.3333 cents, which is $333, to see that the maximum co-contribution that the government can make for you is 500 minus 333, which is $167. So if from your after-tax money you contributed $500, you wouldn't get 250, you would get only 167. But if you contributed $200, the government again only matches 50 cents per dollar, so that is $100 total. In both scenarios, the low-income superannuation tax offset and the government contribution, which is up to $500 each, this money, whatever it is in your case, would be deposited to your super fund after you lodge your tax return up to October 31st. So the ATO would actually receive your tax return, see that you have made these concessional contributions or not concessional contributions, and figure out the math, what corresponds to you, and deposit that up to 60 days after you have lodged your tax return for the corresponding tax year. Now, I don't want to close this video without saying that you absolutely must try to maximize these benefits. Of course, especially for this co-contribution. For the first offset that we talked about, both are automatic, you don't have to obtain or anything, but the co-contribution does require that you make after-tax contributions to your super fund. The first one, of course, you would try to maximize that salary sacrifice in case the super guarantee isn't enough for you to receive the maximum tax offset. But especially when it comes to these co-contributions, if you didn't do it for the previous tax year, make sure that you do it for this one, that you contribute the maximum amount possible depending on your income. Again, with the math that we just used, you should be able to figure out how much money is that maximum that you can contribute to maximize the 50 cents per dollar that the government can deposit into your super fund. This, after all, would result in free money that you wouldn't get otherwise. And of course, given that this is inside of your super fund, it will contribute to your retirement. So hopefully this video has been useful. I'm sorry that I have a terrible voice right now. I have a little bit of a cold. But anyway, I'll be uploading videos like this one probably a lot because I'm currently studying my financial planning master's degree. So maybe no one is seeing this right now. I really am not sure. But anyway, if you are, thanks for sticking up all the way to the end of the video. Make sure that you like it, subscribe it maybe. I'm gonna be uploading more often into this channel, and catch you guys on the next one.